Good morning, it's Monday, just making breakfast, then I'm going to go out for a walk. Nice walk actually, bit brighter. Mornings are definitely getting brighter. I don't know about the evenings, I suppose they technically are, but mornings are definitely getting lighter. Listening to the Doing It for the Kids podcast, absolutely brilliant. It makes me laugh out loud every single time I listen to it, and I'm walking along just laughing to myself. People must think I'm absolutely mental, more so than normal, but yeah, it's not child friendly at all, so yeah, beware. I still haven't quite gotten the hang of recording in public. Not that we've been out in public all that much, so I'm not getting a lot of practice, but occasionally someone will walk past and I feel like I go bright red and sort of feel a bit silly for talking to my phone or my camera, and being English, that makes it harder somehow, I guess. Yeah, I'll get there with a bit of practice, hopefully, when it happens. I think people are more nervous of being on camera than they are of wonder what on earth you're doing. But anyway, we've got a bit of a strange to-do list today. It's all kinds of bits and pieces, and I need to put together more of a plan of what I'm going to be doing this week. I didn't do it last week because I was just quite exhausted from a few things, almost like I've worked really intensely and now I want a bit of a break. So I've decided to take half term off, which is in a couple of weeks time, which is what I would probably normally do, but I haven't put any annual leave in my calendar because, well, we're all kind of doing the same thing at the moment. But I think actually having a physical break, one thing that Christmas has taught me is that having a physical break from work, even for a short amount of time, even if you're still at home, even if you're not doing anything particularly different, is actually quite rewarding. So I'm going to do that, and then I know I'll feel a bit more positive. But if I can just work up to then, do some good stuff, know that I've done some good stuff, I think that week off will feel even better. Okay, I think I'm quite happy with that as a starting point. I don't think I'm going to get any better than that immediately. I think I'll probably watch back a few of these videos and kind of tweak it as I go. I'll save these settings before I go any further. But I'm quite happy with that. I think it might be a bit not faffy so much to set up. I think I can keep those lights on, the background lights on, as they are, and they'll provide some nice kind of ambient light behind my screen, which is what I want. And then I can switch these back wall lights off. I can move my shelf light kind of just up and out of the way, because at the moment it's articulated right the way kind of down here. So I think I can just move that up out of the way. I don't think I can get it so I'm in a position where everything is kind of fixed in place and I can just kind of press record on the camera and everything's good to go. But never mind, that's fine. So tasks for today are, I need to look at Content Notify. I need to look at start publishing blog posts for better notifications for WP. I need to start getting my SEO kind of up and sorted. I'm really pleased with the new site. I've had some sales since then. I get a feeling of less restrictiveness, less kind of issue with finding things on the site, and that's probably just me, having worked on it, worked my way through it, made it all a lot more logical. So we'll see how February went. January is already a slow month, I find, for plugin sales, and I think most people will agree with that. So we'll see how that will go. So I better get cracking on some blog posts. Going to be really straightforward things like how to disable the notifications in WordPress using my plugin, how to set them up, so you set up new notifications, just basic things. But I think they're quite useful things, and they're things that'll be useful for like SEO purposes. So I'm just going to get cracking with that now. Nothing particularly interesting happened this morning. I just fixed a couple of issues with the Content Notify ticket submission process. If you've got a problem, you open a ticket. About to stop now, have lunch. Hopefully I'll have some more interesting things to show you this afternoon. Just come back from a walk, had lunch, then went out for a walk and completely forgot to film anything. So you just have to take my word for it, but it happened. Daughter went out on her bike, me and my wife walked along and had a chat, which was nice, little catch up. And yeah, now I'm back at work. I mentioned that I had this kind of client come through, and I wasn't going to take on new work, but I was considering talking to them anyway. I did have a phone call with them. I can't remember if I mentioned that bit, but I've decided that I'm going to bow out of it. There's a few red flags which are making me uneasy, and I've decided that as I made the decision that I'm not going to take on new work, I think I'm just going to kind of push ahead with that. It would also leave me with not a lot of time for any kind of plugin development, which is something that I, obviously want to focus on more this year. So I'm going to call it a day. I'm going to email them back in a minute and just say thank you, but no thank you. So anyway, I'm going to do that now. I've got to get cracking on working on a bit of Content Notify. I've just purchased PHP Storm, which is something that I was using the trial version of before Christmas, and I really liked it, and it improved like the structure and kind of compatibility of my code a long way. So I'm going to switch for plugin development moving forward from VS Code, Visual Studio Code, to PHP Storm. I'm probably still going to use VS Code for website development, because I enjoy that, using that more, and I find it's more kind of, I've got a better setup, and a bit of better workflow with all of that. But yeah, PHP Storm from now on. Anyway, so I'm working on so you can change the logic in my other plugin. So basically, Content Notify, because I haven't really talked much about it, allows you to set up kind of custom alerts for your website. So you might have this subscribe box, you've got your email address, you're using your first name, last name, and then you want to be notified of when certain things happen on the site. So this, as a user, you're going to a website, you want to subscribe to things. So you go to notify when, and you can choose the post type in WordPress. In this case, we want to look at posts, and then we want to be notified of when they're published or updated, or both. We can choose an author from this list as well, so we only want to be notified if changes are made by a particular author. And then we can choose categories as well, so we can say, I don't know, food and then lifestyle or something. But at the moment, we have it so that you can choose multiple categories, and if you chose pages and there's no taxonomies associated with that particular custom post type, then nothing will show up. If you go to posts, then obviously you'll see the ones that you that are associated with this post type, and it works with custom post types and custom taxonomies as well. But say you want to be notified of anything that matches this. At the moment, this works with all logic, so this can all match. But if it's categories or tags, so you might have a new post that was published by anybody in the blog category that was also tagged as business, it will look for either or. So at the moment, you have, if you signed up, you would get notified if any tag of business was applied to a post that was published or updated by anyone, or you would get notified of when a post was published or updated by anyone in the category of blog. And what I'm doing at the moment is working my way through using AND logic. So the idea is that in the shortcode that powers this, which you can see there, you'd have a new parameter called logic, and you can set and or, and then that will filter all the way through so that when you submit this, this will be and. So in this case, it will be you're notified when anything is published or updated, a post is published or updated by anyone in the category blog, and is also tagged business. So that's what I'm working on at the moment, and it's I've just got the logic set so that when you save it, it kind of saves whatever you've set here is also saved along with the entry that is made when you submit this. And you can't see it here actually. This is the edit screen, so you can see that I've just set up a subscription based on those parameters, food, lifestyle. And then if we look over at the database, we'll see here we've got all the information in the database, and you'll see there that logic is saved along with that, and that's set to or. So yeah, at the moment that's as far as I've gotten, but it's a good start. And considering that I haven't done any major plugin development since before Christmas, it's taken me an hour or so to get my head in the game, but I'm pleased with progress. Hey, I've got my keyboard lit up. I never actually use this. It can go off, which is why I normally have it on, or it can go quite bright. I've just kind of got it there. Yeah, it's something. Just about to have dinner. Gonna chill out. Nice dinner tonight. Salmon, broccoli, lime, ginger, garlic and chilli. Should be quite nice. All in like a roasting dish. Just kind of chuck it in the oven, which is nice. Had a nice afternoon after I finished work. Me and my daughter are playing, can't remember what it's called. It's on Apple Arcade. It's a game where you control like a turtle, and it's like a platformer. It's kind of almost like a cross between, I don't know, like Sonic the Hedgehog and Crash Bandicoot almost. It's good fun. It's very easy. Anyway, I'm going to sign off now. I will going to carry on with more development content notified tomorrow. So I will speak to you then. For now, good night.